prior to that little spot, what we did was we took the box, we dumped it out, and we put in a brand new value.
Yep.
How about taking the box and adding something to it?
All right.
Or working with the value that's already there.
Okay.
Well, this is where manipulating our variables come into play. So why not have the ability to just simply use the plus sign to concatenate things together? So we'll grab somebody's first name, we'll grab somebody's last name, and then we'll go ahead and concatenate all of that together.
That's a really useful thing. You want to, because a lot of times when you're displaying output on a screen, it's going to be a combination of information you have in variables and static text that you want to display. So that's very practical.
Yep, absolutely. And sure enough, you're going to notice, and pen, and there we go. And there, of course, down below is my little hello, John Doe.
I got to say, that's it worked, but it's kind of, well, I don't have any spaces or anything between them.
Yeah, that'd be a good variable name, I guess.
Space?
Well, no, see, hello, John Doe, see,
Hello,
because
John.
there's no space in there.
But
All right.
Okay.
But seriously, folks, so you're going to notice that we do have the ability to add in those spaces as needed. So if you want to put in spaces, feel free to put in spaces. So whatever, string concatenation it is that you want to do, whatever combination of strings that it is that you want to put together, you absolutely have that ability. And so now you're going to notice that's a much better display. I've got my spaces between hello, John, and Doe.
And we were talking earlier about coders make mistakes. I can almost guarantee that somewhere along the way you're going to be doing something like this and you can either have too many spaces or not enough spaces. So just get used to whenever you're doing that, take a look at the output and then go back and fix the spaces afterwards.
Exactly.
We all do it.
Yep. Okay, so let's go back to my Visual Studio here and let's take a look at a demo. So what I'm going to do is, real quick, I'm just going to comment out those little spots right there. And this is one of my favorite little things to do is a lot of times, especially when you're like debugging or just kind of playing with things, you want to turn off, if you will, a bit of code. Well, you can just go ahead and comment that little bit of code, and it's treated just like normal text, or normal text comment, I guess would be a clearer way to do that. So you're going to notice that I can just put comment, and now both of those are gone.
Yep.
So now, and I'm just going to leave those down at the very bottom there. There we go. Let's go ahead and say create a friendly output. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to say print, and we'll say name plus, whoops, let's go the other direction. Let's say hello, and then plus, and then name, just like that. Yep.
Perfect.
And so now, let's go ahead and hit start. What is your name? Christopher. Hit enter. And now, you're going to notice that I've got hello, Christopher. I still had the one little one from before. Let's just comment that. Come here. There we go. All right. Perfect. And now let's start. What is my name? Christopher. And then hello, Christopher.
Fantastic.
Awesome. Okay. So now, oops, I want to be here. I'm going to go back to my slides. Now, you're also going to notice that you could go in and kind of do whatever you want. So, little storyteller, kind of a Mad Libs, if you will, here.
Yep. And it's funny. It seems so simple, but I have seen an entire business based off this basic functionality. I recently had a friend who got married. Mm-hmm. And I was trying to find a suitable wedding gift for them. And I discovered that you can order personalized romance novels. You provide the names of the characters, their hair color, their eye color, and it inserts their names into the story. So, so it says, Christopher spotted his wife Karin across the crowded room.
Sure.
Her blonde hair flowing in the wind inside the room because the window was open. But the neat thing is, really, if you think about how the code was implemented to do that, in the end, all they did was the print statement was an entire book. Mm-hmm. And everywhere the name appeared in the book, they just replaced with name typed in by user.
Yep.
Eye color replaced by eye color entered by user. And they have built an entire business off that functionality.
There's your $1 million idea.
Yeah. Well,
and away you go. Yeah. So
I have a friend who was asking, would like crime writer version. So if you're really mad at somebody, you could, have them write them into a mystery of some sort.
Perfect. All right, so you'll notice that you can do kind of all sorts of really complex string concatenations as well there. Now, one of the problems with dealing with strings is that the user can input whatever it is they might want.
Yep.
And sometimes I'm going to take whatever it is they've given me and I need to tweak it. I just need to make sure it's uppercase or lowercase or otherwise. And so wouldn't it be nice if we had some way to go in and manipulate those things? And so sure enough, you're going to notice that we've got that capability. We have a little example right here where we go ahead and we say message equals blah, blah, blah. And then you'll notice that we can do lower, we can do upper, we could do swap case. I wonder what those are going to do.
Yeah, those are lower. I think I might be able to guess. I think lower is going to take the phrase and convert it to lowercase, whereas upper is going to convert it to uppercase. Okay. Not too sure about swap case though. That's an interesting one.
Well, something tells me if I go like this, there you go.
Oh,
there's our little output.
It took everything uppercase, made it lowercase, and everything lowercase made it uppercase. So it swapped the casing.
There you go. So there's our lower, there's our upper, and then you'll notice on the swap case, and let me kind of highlight that little hello right there. What you're going to notice is that little hello, let me zoom in on it, that first little Y there is now lower, whereas when we initially had it, it was upper. So we took all the cases and just, well, swapped them out.
Neat.
Perfect. Well, let's go in and kind of demonstrate that.
Yeah, because that's very useful because sometimes people type things in. I'd be working things where people maybe typed in an abbreviation for a country, and you want a 3-letter abbreviation, and some people type it lowercase, and some people type it uppercase, and some do like the first letter uppercase and the rest in lowercase. But you kind of want it consistent when you're keeping the information or storing it in a database or something later. So being able to take the data they've inputted, switching it to uppercase, so even no matter how they entered it, I wanted an uppercase. That would be awesome.
Yep. Yeah, consistency in a database. And a lot of people have been asking database questions. Yeah, consistency in a database. That's a big thing.
Yep.
All right. So let me come back over to here, and I'm going to just kind of update my code, and I'm going to say country equals input. And let's go, what country do you live in? And we'll go ahead and do that. And then I'm also going to say country equals country dot, oh, something cool is happening.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, later? Okay, that little box is cool.
It's kind of cool. Okay, all right. So in any event, I'm going to go and I'm just going to say upper, like that. So what that's going to do, and this is, kind of a little bit complex here, but I want to talk through it. So let's kind of go how Python's going to read this. So what Python is going to do is it's going to read the right side first. Now the reason that it's going to read the right side first is because it's seeing an equal sign. So it knows something's going to be coming into country here. What is it? Well, it's going to be whatever's over here, so it's going to run that side first.
Okay.
So what it's going to do is it's going to run that side first, which means that it's going to convert that into uppercase letters. So if I had typed in FR for France, it's then going to convert that to capital F, capital R.
Yep.
That's going to be the first part. So this is now what we have, and then it's going to replace what was in our country box with that new value. So what was in there before is now going to be gone and replaced with something else. So again, just to kind of beat this analogy into the ground here, basically imagine, if you will, that you had, let's say, 2 pieces of bread inside of a little box.
Okay.
Keep going with me here.
I'm waiting for it.
Okay, so I had 2 pieces of bread inside of a box. What I did was I pulled out those 2 pieces of bread, and I then put peanut butter and jelly on those. And then I put it back into the box. So what I did, that box is still the exact same placeholder, but I just simply modified the value that was in there and made it something new. So instead of just 2 pieces of bread, now I have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Very nice.
Yes. So what I've done is I've modified what we had and put it back into that box.
So now if you display it on the screen, we should actually see the country in uppercase, regardless of how someone's typed it in.
Exactly. So let's go in and say hello name. And by the way, I realize that I'm sure that the chat window is abuzz with people yelling at me for this. So let me just kind of go with single quotes here. I kind of went back and forth a little bit on single and double, so I'll just go with single.
Trying to be consistent.
I am.
Good habits. Good job.
Yep. All right. So see, kind of going back to, learn good habits right away. That way, you don't do things like that. Here we go. You live in... And let's go in and say country.
Awesome.
Waiting for my red squigglies to go away. Perfect. So now let me go ahead and hit start. What is my name? Christopher.
Yep.
Enter. What country do I live in? U.S. Whoops, we'll do it in lower.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll do it lower. Actually, I'm going to go with FR, even though I don't live in France.
Okay.
But I'm going to go with FR just so we can see the casing a little better, because a big U, big S isn't
that's fine.
as clear. So now I'll just go in and type that in.
Very nice.
And sure enough, it says, hello, Christopher, you live in FR. Perfect. Okay. I also want to do this. I'm going to put in a line break right at the very beginning there, just to kind of make that a little...
Make it look nicer by putting it onto a nice, tidy new line?
Yep.
There you go. Makes a nice little space in front of it.
There
Very cool.
Excellent. All right, so let me go back to my slides here.
I like how you're starting to put it all together. Taking what we learned in the previous module, using it inside this module, and that is how coding tends to work. You pick up little things, and what you picked up earlier, suddenly you use later on in your code.
Exactly. So now let's go ahead and talk a little bit about some of the different things that are available. So lower, upper, swap case are different string functions. Ooh, function.
Yeah.
So function, just again, is something with a name that will do something for us, like print and input, upper, lower, all functions. They will do
things for
something. Exactly. Now, because of the fact that we're storing that string inside of a variable, we can use any of those string functions to manipulate those strings. Awesome.